Mr. Stephens.
Yes, sir. What's up, going, Marlon?
Greetings, Richie Stephens.
Greetings to you to also, Virgin.
Yeah, man. We thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us this evening.
Yeah, man. No problem, because right now I'm backstage at a show, getting ready to go on, but I said, let me do this before I touch the stage. Right here in Kingston, yes.
In Kingston, what event is that?
It's actually a live TV show, a show called The Dwight Peters Show.
The Dwight Peters Show.
Yes.
Okay, very, very interesting. Now, Richie Stephens, you have some momentum going your way at this time. Currently, Let's Dance on top of the South Florida chart for the second consecutive week, while it topped the New York chart for 2 weeks as well. And previously, Rain from the Skies did the same, topped both the New York and South Florida charts. Your album internationally with the Ska Nation Band did well all over the place. Lots of momentum for you right now musically.
Yeah, well, first of all, we just want to give thanks to the people, the fans, for the support over the years. Not just yesterday or the day before, but many, many, many years. And I'm just very blessed. I feel so blessed to be able to still maintain some form of relevance, still making songs, still performing, still touring. It's an outstanding blessing to me. It's not something that I take lightly, and I just want to say thanks to the people far and wide, Yeah, I mean, music is what I love. I dedicate a lot of time to music, and it's good that, I am still allowed to do it, and people are still liking it.
And definitely so. Now tell us about how the Ska Nation Band come together and how the whole idea for that came together.
Richie Stephens and the Ska Nation is a project that's been in the work for a while, but it's recently, about a year ago, I met some members from Italy. I was out there on a tour, and I met a group of musicians that are excellent musicians, and we share the same stage on a festival called the Casalabata Music Festival. We both did ska in our sets, and we start discussing ideas backstage. And before you know it, two twos make four, and now we are a band together. The whole conceptualized right backstage there, to name this project Richie Stephens and the Ska Nation Band, because already I was doing some ska music and promoting it all over the place. It was Richie Stephens and the Ska Nation, but now Richie Stephens and the Ska Nation Band, which still include my dancers and the band. So I'm most happy now to know that a group of musicians willing to put their time and their hearts into what I'm doing to help make this a reality.
Definitely, and the project was very successful also.
Yeah, man, it's going on. I mean, it's not a one-off thing. It's something that we're planning to go far and wide with, and so far it's gaining a lot of traction in the world. We launched last year, our first tour was in Japan, which was a big deal for us.
Yes. And
after that, we went to Europe and did some outstanding shows, and things are looking good so far for this year.
Oh, that's great to hear, because in Jamaican circles, sometimes it seems like we forget about ska. Which
well,
is
I can
the
tell you this, my
foundation
brother.
of popular music.
Ska is not celebrated in Jamaica. Ska is not played. People don't talk about ska. And I once said on a program that ska in Jamaica is dead, and it's no longer respected. And somebody said to me, Richie, why you say something like that? I mean, ska is Jamaican music. I said, I didn't say that ska is not Jamaican music. I said it's dead in Jamaica. And she said, but you can't say that because it is still here, and a few people still like it. And I said, there you go. You say a few people. Why is it not supported and celebrated like when I go to Europe, especially Italy, and I hear ska music playing everywhere? That is a genre to me that isn't celebrated in that country.
Yes.
It is not so in Jamaica. I am doing ska music, and I'm not getting the kind of support on the radio here. I am not hearing parties and dance halls playing it. So why should I say it is alive and well in Jamaica? I can't sugarcoat it as a state, as is, and I would love to see that change, though, because it's such a great and developed genre that can stand up against any other genre in the world.
Definitely.
We should never let it go. And the later we let it go, a lot of other people run away with it, and we now have to play catch up.
That is true. And certainly, do you think a lot of young people are being reintroduced to it, or is there any kind of concerted effort to get young musicians and young artists to get reacclimated with ska?
You can never ever tell people what to listen to, what to appreciate, or what to want to get into. All you have to do is to do your work. Music is a trend like anything else. And it's Richie Stephens Ska Nation do now. If God smile at us and we become a major success, then that in itself will let, you'll see people, other people getting into it. People like success. People like when something is happening, when something is working. That is what people get into. People don't get into something if it's not working.
Yes, true.
And there's absolutely no reason now for young people to get up and start singing or getting into ska because they're not seeing it working. Fortunately for me, I'm traveling far and wide and I'm seeing it working all over the world. And other than that, I love ska. I'm a big fan of ska music. So I'm doing it for the love of it, first of all. And then it's a lucrative music, so why not?
Certainly. So makes plenty of sense, Richie Stephens. Now, on to your forthcoming album. You have an album called Luv-A-Dub coming up. Tell us, what can you tell us about that?
Luv-A-Dub Style is an album that will also let people know that Richie Stephens, the artist, is still here. The Lovers Rock Richie Stephens, the Roots Richie Stephens, the Love Song Richie Stephens, still here because I am the brand Richie Stephens is here to stay. Doing the Ska Nation thing is just another project, but I'm not planning to slow down where Richie Stephens is concerned. This is one of the reasons I'm glad this album is coming out, because I want to do this solo album to let people know that I'm still the Lovers Rock man that they know and love.
Yeah, and
You know?
and we've seen a couple of tracks already. We mentioned Rain from the Skies, a classic there that was revived, and we have Let's Dance doing very well right now. Another classic. Any particular reason why you chose to revive those classics?
Well, those songs are long-time favorites, you know, and the concept of the album is to do a couple classics and then a couple of original. I don't know if you get my latest original song, a song called Come Back to Bed.
Yes, we have Come Back to Bed. Yes, we've been playing that
Okay, well, that's my latest song from the album. Another Lovers Rock song on a classical rhythm, Skylarking.
Yes.
So we're putting in the work. I'm very excited about this album. One of the reasons is that it's produced by one of the greatest producer from out of Jamaica. It's actually a duo, Steely and Clevie, which everybody knows.
Yes.
Clevie is no longer around. Steely is no longer around with us.
That's right.
But Clevie is here holding the fort, and fortunately for me, lots of these tracks that I'm singing on was done by Steely and Clevie before Steely passed away.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's a solid album. And I'm very optimistic, you know, about this album. I'm very optimistic that this album is going to do something. So far, though, I must tell you, not only in South Florida and New York that where Let's Dance and Rain from the Sky are doing well. Places like England is on the fire right now. Brazil,
I can imagine,
which is becoming one of my main market right now.
Yes, because Knock was number one there a couple of years ago.
Was number one there, and then Let's Dance. Rain from the Sky went number one too.
Ah.
And now Let's Dance is doing very well. It's playing every party, and you know the people are really getting into the Richie Stephens vibe in Brazil. I went there 2 years ago, and it was a great, outstanding success. And by the look of things, I think I'll be going there later on this year. Going back there.
Okay, great. Now, you know, you mentioned working with Steely and Clevie. You realize, Richie Stephens, yesterday, February 14th, was the anniversary of your first entry on the New York chart, compiled by Clinton Lindsay. And your first entry on the chart, February 14th, 1990, Spanish Harlem, produced by Steely and Clevie.
Oh my. I never realized that, my brethren, believe you me.
Yeah, so
it's
kind of like
a lot of respect. Listen to me, a lot of respect to a man like Clinton Lindsay. You know, you see when I call the name, you know. and him that means so much to a lot of us in the music business. That man, he probably modest or humble and don't want to mention it. So it's better when someone else mentions it. That man has done so much for the music, so much for many of us, and we just want to say enough respect, enough love, Mr. Clinton Lindsay. Every time we're here to support yourself.
Most definitely. And as you proceed with there's another song though, Richie, from the Luv-A-Dub Style album, Story of My Love. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Story of My Love. Story of My Love is a song that it was written out of fun, talking about some of my childhood love affairs, you know. Some real exciting love affairs and some girls that were really good to me, and, you know, some we maintain the link with, some of them, you know, they're far away and we don't really see them or hear them again, but enough love to them same way. The Story of My Love is about, as I said, my childhood love affairs, you know.
Yeah, and very well written, I might add. And you know, we know about your writing skills from your previous work, but this one is a little bit special the way it was written.
Yeah, big up Clevie as well, because we do a lot of writing together on this album.
Most definitely, yes, because a lot of people don't realize Clevie is a great writer also.
Yes, and this tune, I must tell you, was his concept. You understand?
Okay.
We wanted to write a song about love story, and we wanted to come from a totally different angle. And he came up with the concept. So we just put words to it, and wow, people enjoying it, boss. It's a big tune in England. You know?
Yes, definitely. I realize that. And that's why I bring it up. Now, Richie Stephens, a few years ago, you put out an album called Real Reggae Music. And you know, that album was, I mean, such a great album. I think there are a couple of songs on that album that could still do well as singles. It seemed like every song on that album could have been a single.
Well, you see, the album came out, you know, in Europe. It wasn't available in America, and that's one of the drawbacks from that album. But one thing I learned about Solid Works is that it never really go anywhere in terms of leaving us. It is there. So, you know, don't be surprised if that album surge again and come back around, because it's how music stays.
Yes.
There's an album that we really put a lot of work into as well, and I think it's an album that, you know, the effort shows, and people, the people who have it, they enjoy it, you know. But it was a setback not having it released in America.
Yes. Officially, but definitely a great album, and as you said, it would be nice to see it make the rounds again. Now, finally, one last thing now, Richie, before we let you go. You have been an advocate of eating organic food and growing what you eat and eating what you grow. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right. First of all, I believe firmly in you are what you eat. That is no joke thing. It's a very serious thing. You are what you eat. And based on that, I've been practicing healthy living, healthy food from I was a teenager. Not just now. But more recently, I'm inspired to go further and try to empower people, because I see the flurry of bad food that's coming into Jamaica, and not just Jamaica, though, all over the world. You know, the genetically modified food, the GMO, the fake food, the plastic rice, all these things. So planting my own garden and going there personally to reap things and put it on social media is to let people know that, listen, let's not forget that we can plant, we can grow a lot of food that go into our bodies. And when you do that, it is the best food that you'll ever eat, because I'm sure you're not going to poison yourself. But a lot of the foods that we eat, you can't call it nothing else but poison, brethren.
True. Because
it is not grown the way it was supposed to. You know, it is as my good friend Mutabaruka says, it's manipulating seeds for corporate greed. This is what some of the major companies doing, like Monsanto, who is the biggest producer of GMO products. You know, and GMO to me is what's giving people cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, all these chronic illness.
True.
You know, I seriously believe that. I wish we have more time where we could discuss this. They're calling me to go on stage on Marlon, so I might have to leave here.
Yes, Richie, but we definitely appreciate. You have a release date for the Luv-A-Dub Style album?
Not officially, but I know it's going to be in not so far from now.
Okay.
We're just ironing out things with the company that's going to put it out. So I think it's going to be out early, sooner than late.
Okay, sounds great. So we definitely look forward to the Luv-A-Dub Style album, Richie Stephens, and much more works from you.
Bless up, brother. Enough respect. Big up everyone listening. Radio Land. Love and respect. Thanks for the support once again.
All right, Richie Stephens, and thank you for taking some time to talk to us once again.